Lynda Randle, the acclaimed gospel singer known for her rich vocal talent and heartfelt renditions of spirituals, has touched countless hearts worldwide with her unwavering faith and soulful performances. But now, in a heartbreaking twist, Randle faces an unimaginable personal tragedy that has left many questioning how even she will navigate such a profound test of faith. What is this shocking incident? Stay tuned as we uncover the details of this tragic story. It's a God thing. It's something that I never dreamed of for myself. You couldn't have paid me any amount of money to believe that this would happen one day. When we think of Lynda Randle, the gospel music legend whose voice has inspired millions, it's hard to imagine her facing the kinds of personal battles that many of us go through. Yet, behind her soulful performances, her smile, and her ability to uplift spirits with every note, Lynda has endured a series of health struggles that have not only tested her strength but also revealed a side of her that many of her fans have never seen: vulnerability. It all started some time ago when Lynda began noticing that something was wrong. She was no longer able to sing the way she used to, and her health began deteriorating in ways she couldn't ignore. As a gospel singer whose voice was her most important asset, this was a devastating blow. Doctors struggled to pinpoint the exact cause of her ailments, and the uncertainty made the situation even more difficult for Lynda. Her fans, who had always seen her as an icon of strength and grace, were unaware of the personal pain she was going through. She kept her struggle with health under wraps for as long as she could, unwilling to show her weaknesses to the world. We go through things in life, but they serve a purpose. And I know that I've grown through so many, and that God has promised that He would never leave us or forsake us, and He's with us. And like a mom would cradle her babe or a dad would cradle his child during a tough storm, God cradles us till the storm passes by. But as time passed, the symptoms worsened. Lynda found herself facing serious health complications that threatened not just her career but her very ability to live a normal life. It was during these dark moments that she turned to her faith and her family for support. The love and strength she received from her family, especially her husband Michael and her daughters, kept her going through the toughest times. However, the struggle was far from over. But I'm here. I went to a Christian school in Washington, D.C., actually in the Maryland area. And I was kind of thrust into an all-white choir, and I was like the only chocolate kid in this choir. And they were singing these spirituals and songs, and one thing led to another, and they asked me to sing. And after a series of my college days at Liberty University, I kind of hooked up with you guys. The Lord put us together. And, I guess when you hang out with the Gaither folks, Bill, he can get you doing anything, things you thought you never would. I would have never dreamed. As a matter of fact, I still don't consider myself Southern Gospel per se. Born on the 7th of February, 1962, in Washington, D.C., Lynda Tate Randle came from a family that deeply valued Christian faith, music, and hard work. Growing up in the heart of a tough neighborhood in D.C., Lynda was no stranger to hardship. Her family, deeply rooted in their Christian beliefs, instilled in her the values of faith, perseverance, and the importance of community. Her parents were not only strong believers but also talented musicians, and music was always a part of her life. From a young age, Lynda's love for singing began in church, where she would often join in with the choir, and it was here that her talent for singing gospel music truly blossomed. As a child, she would sing hymns and gospel songs alongside her parents, learning not only the technicalities of music but also the deeper spiritual meanings behind the songs. Yeah. My dad, I didn't even know this, Father. I know of him because Moody Broadcast did a story on Unshackled. And he was, when I say like a gangster, like a gambler, or racketeer, just nuts. And he had a violent temper, and he was packing a gun a lot of times. And that's why I said my father had a temper. My dad was the most patient, understanding, loving man. I just swelled up with tears, and I can't even describe the relationship that I have with my father. Dad, he was driving his taxi cab, he was a cab driver, and he was on a Maryland highway. And he heard Oliver B. Greene, an old preacher from the South in the United States, preaching a clear message of salvation. He pulls over his cab on the side of the Maryland highway, accepts Christ as his Savior. My mother was somewhere, my brother was somewhere, they were separated. God put that family back together. Now, my brother was 15 years old. They had one kid, 15 years, then when God put them back together, 6 more kids were born. And I was in that 6 more, yeah. If that hadn't changed, and my mother was nuts too. I mean, she pulled a gun on my dad. And this is my first time saying this on television. Mommy, I love you, but this is way before Christ. Her music wasn't just about the melody, it was a reflection of her faith and her desire to bring hope and comfort to others through song. Despite the challenges she faced growing up in a tough neighborhood, Lynda's faith and passion for music kept her on the right path. She saw the hardships around her, but instead of succumbing to the negative environment, she chose to use her talents to uplift herself and others. This would become a recurring theme throughout her life, using the gift of music not only for personal expression but also as a tool for healing. After graduating from high school, Lynda attended Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, where she honed her musical talents and deepened her understanding of ministry. Her time at Liberty was pivotal, not only in developing her musical skills but also in shaping her commitment to spreading the message of love, unity, and faith through music. It was during this time that she knew she wanted to use her voice and talents to make a difference in the world, particularly in the Christian music industry. I hadn't said anything to anybody until I was almost 26. I was getting married, preparing to get married, and went to the doctor for checkups and things. And stuff just started coming out, and I broke down at the doctor's office as I was exposing all this. It was a Christian doctor that attended our church, and, I was like, it just blew me away because all of this time, I just had suppressed things, and people just don't want to talk about it, so I never talked about it. Did your parents have any idea? No idea. No idea. Close family member, female, and no idea. But even in that, I thought about the person that did that. What happened to them? That's how God kind of gave me a take on this whole thing. Not just somebody woke up and said, I'm going to do this to you, but what happened to them? And so while I may have been a victim for a while, I'm a victor now. I am just walking in complete victory, healing, wholeness, all of the above. And, I'm able to, meet people and talk with people, and God gives me that zero in, like I kind of know where you are because of things I've gone through. So it's pretty cool that God's using this. In the early 1990s, Lynda Randle's career took off when she became a part of the Gaither Homecoming series. The Gaither vocal band, led by Bill and Gloria Gaither, was one of the most respected and influential gospel music groups of the time, and being a part of this group catapulted Lynda into the limelight. Her warm, rich voice and ability to deliver powerful, emotionally charged performances made her an instant favorite among fans. It was during her time with the Gaither Homecoming series that Lynda's popularity soared. Audiences across the United States and beyond were captivated by her soulful voice and the deep passion she brought to her performances. She quickly became one of the most beloved artists in the gospel music world, and her work with the Gaither vocal band introduced her to new audiences and helped solidify her reputation as a powerhouse in the industry. However, it wasn't just her work with the Gaither Homecoming series that defined Lynda's career. She also embarked on a successful solo career, releasing several albums that showcased her vocal range and emotional depth. Songs like God on the Mountain, Take It One Day at a Time, and Stay Protected became classics in the gospel music world, and her ability to connect with her audience through these songs made her a true icon in the industry. But how long have you been singing? And how did it all start? Well, officially, I would say I was probably 16 or 17 when music kind of got in my system. My siblings sang, and Mike Tate started singing later, but I was going into fashion designing and cosmetology when I was put in this Christian school. I started singing in the choir, and they started entering me in competitions, and one thing led to another. But it really did not become a ministry until I was in college, in Virginia. And, I remember, I used to get up in concert and, to say this today is just funny because it was the most innocent thing I think I could say. I would get up in concert, I would be singing, and I would ask people at the end of the concert, I said, would you pray for me? I said, you know, one day I want to be the world's greatest gospel singer, and pray that God has this happen and all this. And I remember one night when I went to pray, and I was in my dorm room, and the Lord just sweetly spoke to my spirit and said, it's not as important that you be the greatest gospel singer as it is that you have my anointing upon your life. And so from that day, 1981, is when I officially started doing my concerts in churches all over. I've just been praying for God's anointing, so it doesn't matter what God wants to do with this voice, with this person. But when I sing, I'm not just another singer. Throughout her career, Lynda used her platform to promote unity and understanding within the Christian community. She worked tirelessly to bridge the gaps between different cultures and races, encouraging people to come together in love and faith. Her music wasn't just a source of entertainment, it was a source of healing, hope, and inspiration for people of all backgrounds. Lynda's family has always been her rock. She is married to Lynda Randle, a pastor and musician, and together they have 2 daughters, Patience and Joy. Throughout her career, Lynda has been open about the importance of balancing her roles as a wife, mother, and artist. She credits her family for helping her stay grounded and focused on her goals, even as she faced the pressures of a demanding career. But that yokes are broken, and burdens are lifted, and all those things happen. And, I do meet people all the time, Glory, that go, you know, how do you get with Bill Gaither? How do you get in this whole circle? And I tell people, you get with God, and God will get you with whomever He needs to get you with in order to fulfill His will in your life. It's awesome. And I have to say, you have been, hands down, like, the best cheerleader. I've had people that have supported me and all those things, and they're great, but for you to tell Bill, year after year after year, you know, about getting this kid. And I remember at one of the Dove Awards, after you talked to Bill for a long time, Bill was like, well, come see me when you're in Indianapolis doing a project or something. And I had nothing planned. So it was 2 years later that I came down, and we ended up doing a custom project. Yeah, and you just all the way, I know a friend of mine said, I'm gonna give you funds for 4 of the songs. I came down, and you told me you were going to give me a deal I couldn't refuse. And had I known it was going to be an album, you know, I would have been down a lot sooner. But we got rolling with 4 songs, and you said, hey, let me just finish this project. And I will never, you just have no idea. A Way Through being the name of the project. Her husband, Michael, has been a constant source of support for her, not just as a partner but also as a spiritual guide. His unwavering faith and commitment to their family have helped Lynda navigate the ups and downs of her life and career. In addition to her husband, Lynda's daughters, Patience and Joy, have been a source of joy and strength for her. Of the legacy of love and faith that she inherited from her mother, Lynda often speaks about how important it is for her to keep her family close, and she credits them with helping her maintain a sense of normalcy and peace amidst the chaos of her professional life. Her family support has been crucial, especially as she has faced personal challenges, including the devastating loss of her mother. As with any public figure, Lynda Randle has been subject to rumors and speculation. Some of the most damaging rumors have centered around her health and the challenges she has faced in her personal life. While Lynda has always been open about her struggles with grief and loss, some tabloid stories have gone too far, claiming that her health problems were linked to other, more scandalous issues. You know, because of Bill Gaither, of course, we're on TV, you know, all around the world every day somewhere. So I was amazed that the music that Bill, you know, the videos were that far-reaching, that the people really, when I got up to sing, they knew the songs. They were familiar. Other than hearing my spoken word, the songs were just, they knew these songs. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. This spring, the Gaither vocal band, they were here. David Phelps was here, Pandra, Larry Ford. Why is it that all the homecoming artists are now at this festival? Why are you coming right now? Well, I don't I don't know other than I think it's a God thing. And again, because those videos that Bill has produced are just so far-reaching, and Sweden is one of the places where there's a big pocket here, and Norway is the same, and some other surrounding areas, Ireland and Scotland. We just didn't know that the music was so endeared and so loved, and so we're able to come to your country and kind of hang out. So it's pretty cool. One of the most persistent rumors is that Lynda's health problems were somehow connected to personal struggles or even substance abuse. These rumors have circulated despite the fact that Lynda has always maintained a strong commitment to her faith and has openly shared her experiences with grief and loss. The rumors were only fueled by the fact that Lynda became more private during her health crisis, and as her fans and the media speculated, her silence only deepened the mystery. Some have even gone so far as to suggest that Lynda's recent health troubles were a result of an undisclosed personal tragedy, further fueling the speculation. However, Lynda has never confirmed any of these rumors. Instead, she has chosen to focus on her faith, her music, and her family during this difficult time. In a more recent turn, some have started to whisper about Lynda's potential return to the music scene after her lengthy hiatus. Some fans have speculated that she may be planning a major comeback, while others suggest that her health has worsened to the point where she may never perform again. Homecoming, what's homecoming all about? Can you describe it short? It's friendships, it's love, relationships. It's the music that ties us together. A lot of these songs are familiar. A lot of the songs, a lot of the people grew up on, and I think that's what connects us to the audience. There are a lot of new songs that are great, but it's something about these old songs, when you're singing songs like His Eye is on the Sparrow, What a Friend We Have in Jesus, and, those kinds of songs, people go, I know those songs, and it connects. It goes right to the heart of the matter. And so, homecoming for us is it's just a celebration. It's just a celebration. You have been there in the team for how many years now? Oh wow, I've been on the road with Bill Gaither for about 13 years on the road, but I started hanging out with them in 1993. How did it start? Well, Gloria Gaither, I met her in 1989. I did a women's conference in Arizona, and at the conference, she told the whole audience, it was about 2,000 women, she says, "Oh, I love her, and I want to take her home." But I thought these rumors have sparked intense discussions among her fans, with many wondering if Lynda will ever return to the stage in the same way she once did. Despite the gossip and speculation that surrounds her, Lynda Randle's true strength lies in her ability to persevere through adversity. She has shown time and again that no matter the challenges she faces, whether they are personal, professional, or health-related, she remains dedicated to her faith and to her mission of spreading love and hope through her music. As her health battles continue, Lynda's fans remain steadfast in their support, praying for her recovery and sending messages of love and encouragement. Lynda has touched the lives of countless people through her music and ministry, and her legacy will undoubtedly continue no matter what the future holds. At the end of the day, Lynda Randle's story is one of resilience. Her voice has brought hope to so many, and her ability to turn personal struggles into a source of strength is something that will continue to inspire those who follow her journey. She probably says that to everybody, so I'm not going to believe her, and I really didn't. But Gloria Gaither went home and told Bill Gaither about me. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. So, about 2 or 3 years later, I met Bill the same year, but 2 or 3 years later, they invited me to come and do some music at the studio. And then Bill says, "Can you come to a videotaping?" And I said, "Sure." And on the first time I was there, I just cried like a baby. I didn't even know, I knew of them, even from the Gaither videos, just that I had just learned of them. Some of them I knew, like the cathedrals and all that, but we didn't grow up on this music, some of it, or the style of it in my childhood. But I was just humbled in this room with all these people that God had used for years. This little chocolate kid from the hood, from the inner city, what am I doing here kind of thing. And I was just like, I just cried and cried and cried and cried. And Bill had told me, he said, "I'm going to have you sing a song." As the years pass, Lynda Randle's legacy continues to grow, not just as a gospel music icon, but as a symbol of resilience and faith. In a world that often demands perfection, she has shown what true strength looks like in the face of adversity. Her ability to endure the ups and downs of life, both in her personal and professional sphere, has made her even more relatable to the countless fans who have looked up to her for years. Though the rumors and the speculation about her health may continue to swirl, Lynda has remained focused on what truly matters: her family, her faith, and her music. Through her struggles, she has been an inspiration to many, reminding people that it's okay to face challenges and to show vulnerability. In fact, it is often in our moments of greatest weakness that our strength is revealed most clearly. She has demonstrated that the ability to keep going, to keep moving forward even when the path seems uncertain, is what makes a true champion. As she continues to take care of her health, there are whispers of a potential return to the stage. While some fans are eager for her to reclaim her place in the spotlight, Lynda knows that her worth doesn't come from her performances or the applause of a crowd. It's her deep connection to her faith, her family, and the message she shares through her music that has truly defined her legacy. For those who have followed Lynda's journey, whether they have known her from her early days with the Gather Homecoming series or have recently discovered her music, one thing is clear: Lynda Randle's story is far from over. Her impact on the gospel music world and on the lives of the people who have been touched by her songs will be felt for generations to come. She has carved out a place for herself not just as a singer, but as a beacon of hope, reminding us all that no matter how difficult life may get, we can always find strength in our faith, our loved ones, and our passion. Her health may have been a battle, but it has not defined her. It is the love she gives, the hope she brings, and the power of her voice that will be her everlasting legacy. And as she walks the road ahead, whether it's towards a return to the stage or towards a quieter, more private life, her fans will continue to stand by her, grateful for the gift of music and inspired by the example she has set of unwavering courage in the face of hardship.